Capricorn, this may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Capricorn in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus dominant in your chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Capricorn. You might find some information in this reading, Capricorn, that may genuinely resonate with you. Bear a few things in mind, Capricorn, before we begin this reading. Understand, Capricorn, that this is not the type of reading that is going to resonate exactly to a T in your situation. You're guaranteed to hear some things that are not a part of your story, and then you'll hear some things that are. The things that are not, disregard those things. Those messages may have been intended for someone else to hear if it was not your message. Capricorn, even though you hear me calling this a 7-day forecast, not everything happens at the same time for everyone. Time is fluid. So it may be necessary for you to give the reading a chance to play out. It may not resonate initially because it hasn't had a chance to occur. For others of you, I'm not speaking to you at all. This isn't your message. So have the discernment and the discretion to know the difference. Above all else, Capricorn Nation, please don't make any rash decisions or jump to any type of conclusions based on a general reading. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can book me for a reading on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Capricorn, this reading will go over some things that you might feel are sensitive in nature. If you're not here looking for that type of reading, I suggest that you go ahead and just exit the reading, click off. Otherwise, those of you who are ready to roll with me, Capricorn, no channel messages today. Let's dive right in. Let's see what's going on for you for the next 7 days. Who enters your reading? Capricorn, I am so tempted to call you Gemini. Who enters your reading, Capricorn, is an Aries. Right beneath that is a Libra. So somebody could have Aries and Libra placement. So this could possibly be this individual that maybe you've had like a difficult relationship with this person, a relationship full of lessons and toxicity, possibly. And Capricorn, maybe you could be dealing with somebody that has some type of mental illness. It looks like you're going through a lot, Capricorn. You have a lot on your plate. It seems like, yeah, you may need to stand up for yourself. You might feel ganged up on. You might kind of feel backed in a corner. Well, on the flip side of things, it looks like your money is going to be looking good, but it just seems like you're unhappy with some type of circumstance. It looks like you're waiting for a decision to be made, maybe a final decision, and it could be a legal situation. Capricorn, you could be purchasing some new clothes. Maybe you might realize, maybe you might be getting your hair done, getting your hair cut. Looks like you're going through it with somebody, maybe a Sagittarius. Maybe you're having an argument with someone. Someone in your situation, Capricorn, might have a drinking problem. It might be a family member of yours or somebody that you built a family with in the past. This person might be coming to your home, Capricorn. Looks like you have some type of a home visit here. Maybe you might feel like somebody in the past has had some type of odd behavior. Maybe, yeah, see, this is somebody that you've been in a romantic relationship with. Angel of release. So maybe you're thinking about releasing something. Did you maybe have somebody that passed away? Looks like you have a guardian angel. So I don't know if you're releasing balloons, maybe in honor of someone. You might have some type of candlelight vigil in remembrance of someone. I think this is a romantic situation for some of you, and maybe the situation between you and someone is complicated. Maybe a relationship that you had with someone, there's been some issues that have been left up in the air. They're unresolved. And I think one of the biggest barriers is the fact that there's no trust. You feel like you can't trust someone in particular, Or there's just an issue where maybe somebody doesn't see both sides of the coin, both sides of the situation. They don't want to see where you're coming from with something. And maybe some of you, somebody is very controlling, maybe a bit abusive. You got a Leo that may play a part in your story. I also see a Pisces. On a random side note, are you getting some keys made? You might need to make some copies of some keys. Maybe you might be finding some keys. I think maybe you might have the key to some type of knowledge here. Could be somebody giving you some advice about something. I'm hearing key to a safe. I don't know what that's about. You're getting a message about a key. Maybe this is about a new home. Maybe you're looking, maybe you've been home searching. You're looking for a place to live, a place to lay your head, a permanent place. Maybe you might be having some stormy weather where you are, or maybe you're just not happy where you are. Literally, maybe you want to move someplace. It just seems like a Capricorn. Yeah. You're not happy with someone in particular or with a circumstance. It looks like maybe you're far away from somebody, you're missing somebody, you might be homesick. Maybe it might have something to do with this Queen of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Maybe you're not getting along with someone. You're missing them, you're thinking about them. Maybe you want to go and see them. Somebody's thinking about returning to you. Or somebody just quite frankly might be returning to you. This person that you might feel is deceptive or shady. Maybe it's not this person, but you definitely have a deceptive person that's in your energy this week. And that maybe this person was, that was the case in the past. Yeah, that may have been the reason why maybe a love that maybe you felt was meant to be just couldn't really exist anymore. It looks like somebody might be praying for a chance to maybe talk to you. I think somebody would like to have a conversation with you. Capricorn or cross watcher, but they feel like you keep running away from them. You don't want to talk, or you're avoiding them in some type of way. Could be a meeting that could be coming up for some of you Capricorns. This could be a job interview. You might be interviewing for something here. Capricorn, it looks like somebody sees forever in you. Or maybe you felt that way at one point. There might be a lot of signs that are kind of playing out in your life that kind of show that somebody is coming back. I think that maybe somebody feels extremely cut off from you. It could be a Virgo. Somebody got Virgo in their chart, and maybe somebody feels like they need to come back and fix the situation with you. You got the Seven of Swords. I think you are traveling. You might be going someplace by foot. Maybe you're walking lately, Capricorn. I think you might feel like somebody is deceptive. Like I did say, I think I said that already. Controlling. You got somebody that's deceptive around you. Or somebody that is deceiving a family member. It looks like there is a move that's coming up for you. It looks like you have a legal situation that maybe you're worried about. You might feel like you're not going to win something here. Like something is not going to play out in your favor. Or you might be worried that something is not going to work out for you. Having to do with a legal situation, possibly surrounding a Leo. And this or some other circumstance in your life could be causing you to feel a bit panicky about something. Something is about to come to a close, Capricorn. There's going to be a completion of something. Wow, as soon as I part the deck. You are dealing with a water sign. That's clear. And the water sign might be a Scorpio. You're defending something. This is already so similar. You're dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Not say somebody around you is shady, up to no good, trickery. You might not trust someone's intentions in coming to you. It looks like somebody around you is trying to disguise something. You got a Libra. And you once again have a Scorpio. Somebody could be a Libra, Scorpio, or have this in their chart. You don't trust somebody's intentions. You feel like somebody's trying to trick you or trick, like I said, somebody that's in your family. I also want to say that somebody might be a prostitute or might be seeing prostitutes. Somebody might be a streetwalker. And this isn't to bring any type of shame upon anybody for what they do. So I hope that I didn't offend somebody if that's what you do professionally. Let's see what's really going on. Excessive pressure. Okay. Extended family. Got it. Like I said, somebody's trying to trick you or trick a family member. Yeah. I think, I don't know, maybe you're, like I said, you're having some strange weather, Capricorn. 1 minute is cold and rainy, next minute is hot. Anyway, I think you're going through it with somebody. I think there's been heat, tension between you and somebody. And I think you would like to transform the situation. But maybe you haven't made any type of move to make that happen. Or maybe it's your circumstances that are keeping things that way. Let's see, somebody is influencing somebody. That's what I feel. Trying to trick somebody. Or I'll put it this way. That could be your perception of somebody. That they're always up to no good. They're trying to trick you in some type of way. I think somebody wants to change the perception that you have of them. You have committed to a sacred union. Some of you are married, or this is like a twin flame of yours. You have a very strong bond with someone. But I think somebody right now feels like the other person doesn't think of them in the same way. And maybe somebody may have said something in the heat of an argument, and maybe they said some things that they genuinely didn't mean. And maybe you guys haven't had a chance to, like I said, find closure on a particular situation. I feel that somebody feels mistreated. And I think due to pride, amongst other things, pride and the fact that maybe somebody is not really honest with you, and maybe they were not the best partner to you or the best family member or whatever. You know, they didn't bring the best version of themselves is what I'm trying to say. So I think somebody's unhappy with the fact that, you know, they're unhappy with the way that things went down, and they're having some regrets about some things. I think somebody still has feelings for you, Capricorn, a cross watcher. They're just not sure if those feelings are mutual. But I do feel like in the background of the situation, somebody has a second option. Just in case maybe you turned them down. I think maybe somebody does want to grow old with you. But I think the issue is the past. You keep thinking about something, or that's the issue, is maybe somebody feels like they can't let the past go. The past is too painful. The past reminds them of the fact that maybe some foul things were done here. And maybe somebody tried to pull the wool over your eyes, basically. And now you see the truth. Maybe you've gone to look for the truth. You've done some type of research about something, or you've come across the truth. It could be online. Because let me make it clear, somebody is really watching you. They may have thought somebody was better than you, Capricorn, a cross watcher. And I think somebody was sadly mistaken. That situation didn't work out. They might feel blocked and cut off from you because of the past. Because of the face that they showed you in the past. The face of deception, lies. Somebody feels like it's really over. But it just seems like somebody is coming back. No, this person you might be easily triggered by this person, or easily triggered by memories. Yeah, painful memories. Somebody really hurt you. You got something going on with your health. We're going to look into that in a minute. Some of you teacher by trade. It's a Gemini. I promise you somebody's watching you, but trying to act like they're not watching you. Yo, what reading is this? Scorpio, I think. You got some police involvement here in the background. I don't know. It looks like maybe you're trying to do some type of spell work to keep maybe the police. You got some type of legal situation or a court situation involved in the background. What is this memory about? Okay. Yeah. What I mean, somebody thinks that that's all you think about is the past, or that's all you bring up is the past. See, somebody, I promise you, they want to change their perception. They know that they messed everything up. They love you. They want a chance to redo this. They don't have clarity from you right now. They felt like in the past, it would have been better that you guys went your separate ways. But maybe they feel like it was just a timing thing. Maybe you were in a relationship, or maybe you were married, maybe they were not. Or maybe they just were not ready to settle down. But they feel like their bond with you, it was closer than anybody. They let you get closer than anybody else. And for some of you, this is a platonic situation. Somebody's going to be shooting you a text out of nowhere. This is a platonic situation. I think that this might be a child that might feel like, okay, they messed everything up. And I think that there might be somebody in the situation that wants to know that no matter what mistakes they made in the past, that you haven't really given up on them. Somebody really does feel like you guys are, it looks like you guys are not in the same space. I did mention that. Somebody is wondering if you're happy without them. And I think somebody would like to come and see you. But I think they're waiting for some type of signal from you. Thank you. Didn't I say somebody was lying? They regret it. They regret tricking you. They regret breaking your trust. And it might be somebody with Scorpio in their chart, because I keep seeing references here to Scorpio. Or this is another air sign. Oh, we got King of Wands that wants to show up to the reading. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We start at the top of the reading. We did say Aries. This could be an Aries. It could be a Sag. It could be a Leo. So we did say Leo. Or this is someone looking at a Leo. This is a Capricorn with fire placements. Maybe you're Capricorn, Sag, cusp. Maybe you're looking at a Leo. Looks like you're attracted to somebody. With your finances, it looks like you are under a lot of pressure this week. It looks like maybe, yeah, you got some issues going on with your home. Are you trying to sell your house? I'm trying to see, like, I think you might, I don't know what this is. You're behind in bills, King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It could be a part of your story. Did I say an air sign? Somebody, did I say somebody's an adult worker? Prostitute, somebody works. Somebody could be a dancer. I don't know. Somebody likes to watch people in the nude. They say somebody watching you. What's going on with a home situation? Did I say? Let me make it clear. You got a third party situation, or you got a third person in the situation. Somebody is making a decision between you and somebody else. Or somebody may need to. Didn't I say somebody is? Watch. You leaving your blinds open. Somebody's looking. They could possibly be looking when you're showering, possibly. It looks like you're under a lot of pressure. Looks like you're trying to increase your financial situation. You're trying to make your financial situation better. I don't know. I kind of feel like some of you Capricorns, you have this card in the beginning that say easy progress, but it looks like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. I think you are obviously trying to increase your income. It could be because you want to move, or you have some type of a goal. It looks like there's a goal that you're trying to achieve, and a challenge that maybe you've come across having to do with achieving a particular financial goal. Something is preventing you from achieving this goal, or something is slowing you down from reaching a goal or a dream, and it's causing you to feel stuck. And this might be something that you're ruminating over, and maybe you're trying to find a way to overcome it. And maybe there might be somebody in your energy that maybe you're comparing yourself to, and maybe you might be trying to find a way to restructure your time, a productive way to utilize these 24 hours. We all have the same 24 hours, Capricorn, but it just seems like there's something in your current circumstance that is hindering you from accomplishing something. It looks like something in your environment, in your living space, might be a little bit chaotic for you. So I think in some area where there's not balance, in some area of your life, you might be deciding to change something here. I think it might be the way that you're thinking about things too, Capricorn. It might be necessary to revise your thoughts. It's the way, or there's a plan that I feel like maybe you've set in motion, but something might need to be changed. You might have to make like a quick revision to a plan that maybe you had, and I think it might have something to do with your living situation. It looks like you feel stuck in some type of way. So, and I think that okay, with this card that says memory, I think that there's something that you're dwelling on. A memory or an emotion that you're dwelling on. And I think that your guides are really trying to get you to shift your focus here. There might be a positive emotion that I feel like you're going to come across that helps motivate you to change something. I think it's your mindset right now. I think it's your mindset that has you a little bit twisted mentally. And I think what you don't see about your situation right now is that there's success on the other side of your situation. It's just that where you're standing from your particular perspective, you might feel like something is a bit of an obstacle rather. And maybe you feel secluded. Maybe you feel secluded from family. Maybe because of some type of family tension or family argument, or in some way simply maybe you don't feel like you belong. Yeah, it looks like you regret something. You regret something, Capricorn, or vice versa. Somebody regrets that they messed everything up, or they feel like maybe they messed everything up with you. Either way, it looks like there's a decision, a final decision that I feel like you're going to be coming across. It looks like something maybe didn't work out the way that you had hoped. It looks like you're going through some type of disappointment, or you feel cut off from somebody and you're dealing with a loss. It could be a loss over a financial situation. It just seems like there might be a situation where you're going through some type of trouble, or there's some type of accusations that are being made in your situation in some type of way. It looks like maybe you're waiting for some news. You might be waiting for some news on a house, or a living situation. So it looks like there's some type of change that might have popped up in your situation, and you're reluctant to maybe make that change. But like I said, we talked about success, and maybe you don't see that that's what's coming in your situation. It looks like something has caused your confidence to be shaken in some type of way. And I think you're going to come out of this place of self-doubt. And I think your confidence is going to return. But I think currently you're just going through some type of challenge. This challenge could be due to the fact that somebody is trying to manipulate or puppeteer a situation in the background. It could be that. But either way, whatever the case is, I feel like you're going to find a way to get unstuck. Or that is part of the lesson that you're dealing with right now. And your mindset is going to play a huge role in that. Because I feel like this seclusion might be you deliberately shutting people out. I think so. Ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. So maybe there have been people that have tried to help Capricorn, a cross watcher, and maybe you might feel that it's a sign of weakness to ask for help. Maybe you feel like, but I think that might be the issue, is that you are kind of going at this alone. You might need the support of other people, especially Capricorn, if you're going through a legal situation. That might be a decision that you're waiting on. You're going to need the participation of other people. It seems like other people are going to help play a role in some type of success that's coming up for you. This success that we're speaking of, it seems like it's people coming together to help you through something. You've got to be dealing with a Gemini. And whatever you're dealing with, it just seems like it's a huge challenge, or it might feel like you're up against, I don't know, there's like a demon or a monster here, figuratively, that maybe you're having to fight. Yes, thank you. You're dealing with a Gemini. You're dealing with a water sign. This is you. The chess piece. It's time to think strategically here about something that you are navigating. A situation, especially if this is a legal challenge that you're up against. Okay? You got to be able to keep a clear mind. It might be very tempted. You are going through a legal situation. You might need to get a lawyer. You really, Capricorn Nation, with something that you're dealing with, may need to lawyer up with somebody that is knowledgeable at something that you're dealing with. That's what I mean. If you're trying to deal with this by yourself, a legal situation, it just seems like something is too complicated. It just seems like it, and having somebody that knows the ropes, that knows the ins and outs and the strategy to help you win something is what's going to make the difference in this situation. And it really genuinely feels like you have the ability to get some type of victory, where it might feel like your back is against the wall and you feel like it's guaranteed that you're going to have some type of loss. And actually, no, it feels like something turns out to be a success for you. But whomever this is that you're going to court with, or somebody might see you this way, like I said, a snake, deceptive. You might be bringing somebody real grimy to court, or this might be somebody that's overseeing maybe a case that you're dealing with. Maybe there's been some type of a lie. It could be a lie circulating about you. There's a card that said, I regret lying to you. So maybe you did lie, or somebody lied to you. There might be something you might feel that you need to lie about. Okay, it just seems like you're really burnt out over something. Mentally. You've been up against some type of prolonged overload. Capricorn, why is your reading so heavy? Seems like you got a lot, you're using a lot of mental effort towards something. And I think that you're just getting close to being burnt out. Capricorn. I think you're chasing the same thoughts. I think there's somebody that you would like to spend quality time with. You might want to connect with someone, it feels like. but maybe you're not sure how and when to connect with someone that maybe you really do want to visit. Okay. Remember I was saying that you've got some type of unresolved issue here. There's a topic or a situation that I feel is going to be revisited. I think it's a legal situation. Something's coming back up. Something has to be discussed again. Something's being revisited or looked at. Defense. This is what I mean. You're going to need to defend yourself. Again, this is a lawyer. Somebody might be facing jail time or might be worried about this. Remember, I said that there's victory for you. There's success for you on the other side of this. But like I did say, what makes the biggest difference is whomever is defending you. Or you may need to defend yourself in some type of way. Yeah. Sorrow. Once again. Yeah. I feel like this is somebody helping you to develop a strategy with a legal situation. To be honest. Yeah, this is what's on your mind. I feel like you failed in some type of way. It looks like you have, okay, this is why you got a lot of pressure. You're trying to increase your money. It looks like you've got some bills to pay for, or you got people that you need to provide for. You have some type of drive this week. Okay. It looks like you have some type of drive to maybe complete something. Some type of action that maybe you've put off. Maybe you've been afraid to confront something. And this week it seems like you're going to force yourself to confront something that maybe you weren't ready to look at, or something that maybe you just were not ready to change. Or maybe this is how you're feeling towards someone. You feel like someone is not going to change. Anyway, this week, Capricorn, it just seems like you feel overwhelmed about something here. And I think it's going to be important to help you find a way to calm down. I think this is you getting stuck in your own head, replaying things over and over about maybe the things that you feel like you should have said, or the things that you feel like you should have done, Capricorn. I think you're getting caught up in this mental loop. And I think it's going to be necessary for you to take a break from these moments, because it seems like your thoughts are just really dragging you down. All right, Capricorn, let's see if we can get to something positive in your reading. You really need to ask for help. It seems like you're having some type of a financial problem. But I think what you may not see also, Capricorn, is you might still have some financial resources here that maybe you haven't tapped into, you haven't looked at. You still have some resources, it looks like. Some of you, either you are tarot readers, or maybe you're going to a tarot reader about something. We're going to see what this is about. I think you're being a bit, maybe you kind of realize this about yourself, that maybe you're a bit too much of a perfectionist. What's going on for the Capricorn nation? You got a Taurus around you. I think this is you. You're very productive. You definitely have a Gemini. You're about to gain a lot of wisdom here, having to do with some type of lesson that I feel like you're about to complete. Now, yeah, you definitely have a Leo, or you have Leo placements. See, I think that's what your guides want you to pull through, is your Taurus and Leo. The Taurus and Leo traits, okay? They want you to pull through. They want you to stay determined here. I think you are. I think you are determined to shine brightly. Okay, let's shift gears here to work. Okay, because I think some of you might be at a crossroads when it comes to your work, to be honest. Some of you might be genuinely good with animals, and maybe this is maybe something that you've thought about putting your energy into. Okay, I think that's why you're working really hard. I did say you're providing. I think you've been against some type of misfortune financially. We talked, yeah, that's what I feel. Okay, so I was saying that maybe financially, I don't know if you overspent or whatever the case is, you might feel financially that there was a financial decision that you're regretting. You're looking back on and you're regretting maybe some financial decisions. And we talked about you being a strategist. I feel like you're going to develop some type of a strategy. I think this is you professionally. You might be at a crossroads. Let me say this before I forget, and I know this is just so random to put in the middle of my sentence, but I think you might have a passed on pet that maybe you're connecting with this week. Just as a random side note. Or you have an animal that means a lot to you, that maybe you're thinking about and you're missing. Anyway, I think that there have been some empty promises here, maybe even to yourself. And I think something about your financial situation is definitely trying to change. Is definitely, yeah, I guess I was going to say going to change, but I think there's something that is trying to change in your situation. There's something that needs to end, but it seems like you're resisting letting something go. Something is necessary for something to end here, Capricorn, but it's like you may not want to let something go, but it seems like there's something better coming in for you. You got more like lasting security coming in for you, something that's really positive that comes in by you letting go of something that you're completely burnt out on, and it seems like you're motivated to get something started again. It might even be like an exercise regimen. I did say that for some of you there could be an interview. This could be a job interview. Maybe you did leave a job. Maybe you did. And maybe that's where you feel like you messed everything up. Maybe you feel like you maybe you're not trusting yourself to make a decision about this. Leo. Capricorn, I feel like you have Leo in your chart. This is, again, where I feel like you might need to dig your heels in and have courage to make a decision about your work. But in the background of your situation, I feel like there's new opportunities that come through. Maybe there's somebody that wants to collaborate with you, or maybe this is you with like-minded people, maybe brainstorming on what's coming up next for you, what the next chapter holds for you professionally. Are you envious of someone? It just seems like your confidence is shot right now. You got a Scorpio. Okay. It looks like you might be hearing from a Scorpio. You might be hearing from someone. I did say a job interview. Somebody might be contacting you from a distance. You're going to hear from somebody that's at a distance from you. It feels like this is a physical distance from you. Yeah, you're definitely discouraged about something here. What are you discouraged about, Capricorn? Emotions are at their peak. Water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Confirmation of what I was saying. You got a water sign. You're very emotional about something, discouraged about something here. It's about some adversity that you're up against. And we keep talking about this. You're going to triumph over this. But like I did say, you have a snake around you, and you're better off listening to your intuition with how you navigate this situation. It looks like you got a very delicate situation here. It's going to be, like I said, necessary to really think things through. You might be tempted to really overthink a choice that you have. And I think in some area of your life, maybe you don't have all of the information that you genuinely need to make a decision. You might have some information that's missing, or somebody that you genuinely may need to talk to get this information. Either way, with this alchemy card, I feel like this is your guides basically saying you have a lot more control over your situation than you might realize by using alchemy, by manifesting and keeping your mind on what it is that you really want. because it seems like you might be manifesting punishment for yourself. I think you're a very strong manifester, and I think your mind is very powerful, but I think you may not realize that in the moments where you might need to. Capricorn, some of you might be a spiritualist professionally. Or you might feel called to do this. I think you are a spiritualist. You're the magician. What is this? A master manifester. If you don't do this professionally now, and this isn't the case for everyone, that everybody does this, but I definitely feel like you're a messenger. I think you have a lot of wisdom to impart to people, and I think you might be going through a spiritual awakening. And to be honest, I think that there's somebody around you that is trying to stop you in some type of way, for whatever reason, out of jealousy, out of envy, out of hate, to be honest. Somebody doesn't want to see you succeed. Somebody is trying to block you. Yes, see beyond the current situation. You got to be, like I said, a spiritualist, or maybe you're drawn to spirituality, or you're going to a tarot reader to get some information here. This is exactly what this alchemy is talking about. Look beyond your situation. This is a situation where you walk by faith and not by sight. See things from a higher perspective. Exactly. I think your guides want you to shift the way that you're looking at something that's going on in your life. You might have some travel plans here. You're arriving someplace. You're arriving to a destination. You're going someplace, okay? Caution. I think that this has something to do with somebody that's around you. You're traveling someplace. You might be traveling to maybe reunite with family. It looks like there's some type of a family reunion. Now, I think that this could be some type of defensive magic, to be honest, that maybe you're doing because somebody is doing something against you. This person is jealous and envious of you, is hyper-focused on you, and might be trying to block you in some type of way or create some type of an obstacle. And this is why your guide is saying use your intuition and be cautious about somebody that is around you. Somebody is moving treacherously and trying to disrupt your situation. What is this with a key? You got something going on with keys here. Like I did say, you could be getting a key to a house. You feel locked out of something. You see, you got new opportunities that are coming in. This is because you're resilient. And we did talk about, did we talk about gardening? No, maybe you are gardening. Capricorn, what's going on, Holy Spirit, for Capricorn? You have new opportunities coming in. Yes. Distractions. I think this is your guys telling you to tune out distractions. Or this is somebody that's focused on you, that's trying to create distractions for you. You know, I always say this. I'm a creature of why. I just want to know why. We already see that there's envy in your situation, but I want to go more into that. You are a channeler. Channel clearly. That's what I mean. You've got to be a tarot reader or a psychic medium. You have some type of a psychic gift. Yeah, you might need some time to regroup. I think you're really judging yourself. Perfection versus imperfection. Remember I was saying you're a bit of a perfectionist, and that might be holding you back in a lot of different ways. Trust your instincts about somebody that is around you, Capricorn. Or somebody might feel this way about you. You might be trusting your instincts about a Capricorn. See, it is time to set your sights higher. Somebody feels like you are a leader, that you're fearless, that you are somebody that trusts your instincts. But see, somebody wants you to drop your guard, drop your shields. And I think this might be somebody that's trying to do something against you, to be honest. When your guard is dropped. Somebody's trying to get you to drop your guard so that they can trick you. This is why you guys are saying trust your instincts. Or somebody trying to block your opportunities. Why? I just want to know. Why is somebody focused and jealous of you? Yeah, it looks like somebody's trying to kick you when you're down. Recognize despair as an opportunity. Within it, you will find the gift of awakening. See, there is an absolute reason for something that you're going through right now, Capricorn, that's really bringing you down. I think that this is going to grow you spiritually. It was intended for it to happen this way in order for you to expand your mind. And that might be why all these keys are here, because it seems like something might be unlocked. It could definitely be your crown and third eye chakra that's being unlocked. And I think somebody around you doesn't want that to happen. Protect what you love. It is your duty and responsibility. I think you are trying to protect something or someone that you love. Capricorn. Maybe you're not sure if you're going to be able to reconcile. Okay. Yeah, you're protecting a child or a grandchild or another family member. It seems like there's somebody that you genuinely love. It looks like, Capricorn, that maybe you feel like you burnt a bridge with someone, or something is completely broken between you and someone due to a misunderstanding. And it looks like you may have the opportunity to clean something up. See, I think these keys come up too because it feels like there's some good news that you might be getting about a home situation. It seems like that's on the way. But in the background of your situation, this person that is very focused on you, that has bad intentions toward you, might be trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do. Or maybe that's what's creating a problem between you and someone. Maybe you don't want to do what they want you to do. You don't want to feel like a puppet on a string. I think somebody might love you, and Capricorn, you may have absolutely no idea how much somebody really loves you. Yeah, you're definitely going through something with your landlord, possibly. Yeah, you're going back home. Maybe some of you might be moving back. I did say that there's a family reunion. Somebody is returning to your home, possibly. Or if I did say that maybe there's like an unannounced visit, somebody's coming back. Or someone is coming back home. Capricorn, a cross watcher. Still trying to figure out why somebody is jealous of you. A wonderful surprise is coming. Something entirely new awaits you. Okay, you got a surprise coming. The surprise could be, like I said, somebody's coming back. There could be a situation that has been prolonged and maybe it might work out way quicker, Capricorn, than maybe you had realized. Somebody pregnant. Yeah, some of you, something needs to end because this is a love of convenience. There's no real substance behind something. You feel like you're a servant to someone in some type of way. Maybe you don't feel safe at home. Or maybe you're concerned about the safety of a child in some type of way. You have some type of issue. Did I say that with digestion? Oh, I think this is you networking with people, Capricorn. Yeah, you do have a broken bridge with somebody. Somebody feels like maybe you said something that offended them. And maybe they, you might feel like somebody doesn't want to be bothered. But I think with some type of obstacle in your life, I think you're about to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I do. I feel that way. And whatever this is about your body, that it seems like there's something about your body that you're wanting to change. Maybe you're trying to reduce your weight or whatever. Maybe you're trying to get in shape. It seems like with that goal, it looks like something is achievable. But I promise you, there's something here having to do with the timing of something here. This is you're wasting time that you're not managing your time well. Did I say somebody? Possibly. I don't know what that's about. Maybe there's something that you need to file in time. And like I said, if you have a legal situation here, yeah, somebody needs a place to chill. It seems like somebody doesn't have that. Somebody can't chill somewhere for that long. Somebody needs a new chill spot, it looks like. And let me make it very clear that somebody is watching you, keeping a close eye on you. From, you know, possibly from the tarot or from divination, is what I feel. You got a legal situation, you got the right lawyer. It seems like something might get dropped. Somebody might be dropping some type of charges. Maybe you might be dropping your keys somewhere, Capricorn. What is somebody gonna drop? Definitely receiving a message. And you no doubt have a third party in your situation. And I think you're gonna be seeing something for yourself, Capricorn Nation. Yeah. With a legal situation, this definitely feels like something is prolonged. Something's gonna get dropped. I feel. All right, Holy Spirit, show me. You know, this third party is definitely obsessed. Yeah, you're going to be receiving some type of communication from someone, or you have a special gift to communicate with the world. Capricorn, what's going on? Holy Spirit, show me. You're on camera in some type of way, or like I said, somebody's really watching you on camera. Capricorn, it's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you'll be able to look back, to look at the future with a smile. Something that you're dealing with that is really occupying your mental space on a daily basis is almost over. Whatever challenge this is that you're up against, Capricorn, something is getting ready to come to an end. But I think there's something that you might need to do in a timely manner to bring something about. Especially if this is a legal situation. Like I said, something ends up getting dropped. Somebody's dropping charges possibly, or dropping whatever this is. You're and it's been prolonged. It's almost over. Something is getting ready to end. Yep, let it go. You are dealing with an Aquarius. There's an Aquarius somewhere in the picture. The situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever the energetic connections to the past so that you can embrace the future. Remember, this is confirmation of what we talked about. There's a reluctant change. There's something that you're still holding on to, but it needs to come to an end. And your guides are saying you got to have the courage to let something go. You're holding on to something, but it's time for something to end here. This is a blessing in disguise. I feel like this is with a current challenge that you're going through right now. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. You may not see it from the perspective that you are looking at your situation from, Capricorn, which is why your guides are saying see this from a higher perspective. If you change the way that you look at something, maybe you might realize that it's a blessing. This situation brought about some type of blessing, even though this was a very painful type of situation. It ends up working out for your good in the end. Capricorn, I think you're making peace with someone, possibly the star. You got the star here. Again, I feel like you do something possibly online, or you are a messenger. You are a light worker. Capricorn Nation. Yep, something is coming to an end. It's a completion, or something is almost over. Something is coming to a close, Capricorn. Make sure that you take care of your body, Capricorn. It seems like you've been neglecting yourself in some type of way, Capricorn. Somebody's very curious about you. Yep. You are dealing with a Scorpio or an Aquarius. Your integrity, it feels like, is going to be put to the test in some type of way. And you definitely have a new opportunity coming through. And I feel like this is in any area of your life, but especially with your work. And I feel like, yeah, you definitely have an awakening. You're going through a spiritual awakening here. I think you were meant to awaken other people with your gifts. I think you're meant to be somebody that gives insight to the masses. And I also feel like your dreams might be very insightful as well. You might be getting a lot of insight through your dream state. I feel, to be honest, I think that might be where you might see a solution to your issue. But I also feel like you see through somebody around you that is a snake, that is deceptive, that has bad intentions. You're highly intuitive, Capricorn Nation. Especially due to the spiritual awakening. I feel like, yeah, that's helping you see things completely differently. In other words, I feel like you're growing in your spiritual sensitivity. And I also feel like due to your integrity, because of your integrity, Capricorn Nation, I feel like this is why you've been chosen by your guides to do something spectacular, Capricorn, with a spiritual gift that you have. And it doesn't have to be that it's a spiritual gift, but I feel like for a lot of you it is. And maybe you have not kind of surrendered because maybe of fear. But I think that something about your circumstance is about to change, where you might see your gift in a completely different light. And you might see the potential that you really have to be successful at something here, Capricorn. With that, Capricorn Nation, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Capricorn, if you feel like this content was helpful to you, anyway, give this video a thumbs up. Consider subbing to my channel. And if you do decide to subscribe, Capricorn, make sure that you hit the post notification bell so that you are alerted whenever I upload a video for a sign that you're cross-watching for, or whenever I go live. I encourage you, Capricorn Nation, to leave a comment below. You never know how your bravery and honesty may help another in the comments. Thank you, Capricorn Nation, for choosing to spend this time with me. It's much appreciated. Hope that you have a very blessed, peaceful, and prosperous week, Capricorn. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, Cap Nation.